Om Shanti, everyone. Good evening. Today is the day 3 and the last day for the foundation course. If you have any questions, it goes without saying that you can post it in the chat. Today is Wednesday and tomorrow is Thursday. You remember last week we announced that every Thursday we have a conversation lecture. We have been running a series under Wisdom in Action. And tomorrow's, and we take everyday useful topic for the as a part of the discussions. And tomorrow's topic is a peace beyond ceasefire. Starting with me, starting within. Right? I think very relevant to today's time and what we are going through, right? So please, we encourage all of you to join us. You will be receiving an email about it. The information is there on our website also. You can join via YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and there is a Zoom link also, which was shared last time. The link stays the same link, same password. You can join via Zoom also. We are trying to make it interactive. If you would like to ask any questions and have a little chat with the speaker, join on Zoom. So you have an opportunity to, have an opportunity to ask any questions. So, and as far as the course goes, it's the same thing. We have created a link where we are uploading the recordings of the foundation course. Email was sent to you. I hope everyone has received it. In case you haven't received it, please let me know on the chat and I can resend it. But all the classes will be uploaded. The next set of courses will start from the following Monday. What will be the date on Monday? This was 28th, I think, following Monday. And that set of courses is called intermediate course, intermediate level. You will be receiving an email about it. Please keep an eye for it and register for the courses if you're interested to continue your journey on the spiritual path. The link for the next course is available on website also. If you're enthusiastic and proactive, you can just go ahead on to the website and just register. That's all for the announcements for today. It has been a pleasure having you, and we are looking forward to have you with us following Monday, coming Monday. Sister Rona? We are all eager to hear what you're going to share about karma today.
We will start with the meditation first, no? We think of the non-physical dimension as a sky beyond the sky, as a world of light, the home of beings of light, the home of souls. All this is invisible to the physical eyes we can see and understand it in our mind. We can experience the beyond like a golden sky filled with immense silence. Home of the higher beings. Home of the Supreme Being. The home of peace. The home of eternity. A place where the real I eternally belongs. The home of people made of light. They look like stars and are immortal. From the perspective of the home, human existence is perceived as a temporary game. A play in a theater. A story being acted out. A drama. Immersed in thoughts of this higher world, there is a sensation of lightness and freedom. A sense of being beyond harm, so secure, so safe. So sweet is this silence, this peace. A world of silent respect, a dimension of silent, authentic love, a world of eternal belonging. Home. And these people of light are beings of grace and elegance, benevolent and harmless. Beautiful beings of light, like tiny, sparkling stars. They take no sorrow, and they give no sorrow. so clean and pure. It is a world of utter silence, filled with an atmosphere of supreme love. They are unearthly beings, bodiless, egoless, and viceless. This is the eternal home of the higher beings. This is the home of the Supreme Being. This is the soul world.
Good evening, Sister Rona.
Om Shanti.
Shanti.
Was the sound of that good?
Yes, it was really good.
We're still trying to figure out how to.
Very soothing, actually. I don't know how anyone feels, but
Hello to everyone. Time seems to fly so quickly, no? 3 sessions just go like that. Not sure if there were still any questions from yesterday, but maybe at the end we will give some time for some questions. But today we wanted to introduce a new topic, and that is the law of karma. And in this world, there are certain dynamics that we are all as if subservient to. Certain laws, certain rules. And then there are man-made laws that we are all subservient to also, but we can bend those laws or we can change those rules. But amongst the things that we cannot change or cheat or deceive are laws of nature and universal laws, and they apply to everyone. Now, for example, there are laws of thermodynamics, there are the laws of gravity, meaning that if you jump from a higher platform, you will fall to the lower platform. And this applies to everyone, whether you jump or whether a rich person jumps or whether the king jumps, it applies to everyone. And whilst man-made laws can be a bit different and they can change from time to time, and sometimes they will apply to some and not to others, but that is not the case with natural laws. And it is useful to know that nature and matter have their own dynamics, and that there are also more subtle laws that rule our interaction with matter, the interaction of the soul with matter. And those rules are fixed and they apply for everyone. And the law of karma is such a law. And it doesn't matter whether you believe or not, it applies. Not like the law of gravity, for example, whether you believe or not. If you jump out of the window, body will fall to the ground, will be pulled towards the earth. Those forces apply and work, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. And in the same way, there are these more subtle laws and that govern human life and that govern our interaction with matter. Now, literally, this word karma means action. And what this law says is there is a force that governs the quality of our actions. There is a dynamic that balances our actions. And we will explore this in a little more detail. Another way to understand this law is the law of karma wants to protect the innate value and the innate goodness of our own existence and our interactions, but also our life. And what that means is if there, for example, is danger, the law of karma will give you certain signals that there is danger. And those signals and those forces, if we catch them and if we act on them, then the danger subsides. Not to give a simplified, gross example, if there is a fire here And fire in itself is good. No? It creates heating for people. There is hot water and there is cooking, and there are many things that are there because there is this element of fire. But there are certain rules on how we have to treat and deal with fire. For example, I shouldn't put my hand into fire. If I do put the hand in fire, I'm as if breaking a certain rule and entering into a danger zone. And then there will be a reaction. There will be a force wanting to restore that harmonious state. No, harmonious state in this case will be body is here and fire is there. Breaking that state of harmony would mean I put my hand in fire. And putting the hand in fire means there is danger to the hand and ultimately to the whole body. Now, the law of karma wants to prevent that danger and wants to prevent the breaking of that harmony. Now, what does the law of karma do? I am moving into an abnormal position. I'm moving into a dangerous position. I'm moving the hand into a dangerous position. So what mechanism can karma produce to restore harmony? In this case, karma uses the mechanism of pain, physical pain. Because karma cannot talk, fire cannot talk to tell us, hey, you're crossing a line. So nature's way to tell us you have crossed a safety zone, you have moved out of a safety zone, you are in danger. Nature's way to tell us that, to signal us that, is through pain. And so that pain we instantly understand. You put your hand, pain, you instantly bring it back. You don't need to analyze too much or create all kinds of academic reasonings or ask for a book or ask some expert, what should I do? The pain tells you. This is not very wise. So breaking the rules of safety, the rules of harmony, moving into a wrong position. And nature wants to correct that. Nature gives me pain, signals through pain by making me withdraw the hand. Action, that is breaking the harmony, and the pain that is generated is the reaction with the aim of safety and protection of this body, of this hand. And this is a very gross example of how karma works. So what it in essence says, if we perform actions that are in line with harmony, that are in line with benefit for self and for others, then life and nature cooperates with us and enhances our actions. But if we move into a wrong positioning, break certain laws of benevolence and goodness, break certain laws of harmony, then we as if invite situations that want to push us back, want to signal us. And the most potent mechanism that exists is pain to teach us. But there are different levels of pain. There is physical pain, and even that has its levels. But there is also emotional pain and mental pain and certain confusion and disheartenment, depression or stress or anger or jealousy or attachments. All those are different forms of pain and emotional and mental pain. Or lack of purpose, or problems in relationships. All those are different forms of pain. And they exist because nature wants to give us a message. Something in our mental or emotional positioning is off. Something in our spiritual positioning is not accurate. Now, to give another example at a physical level, if you take your foot, try and reach your foot and put it in your neck. Can you? Most of us will probably not even reach halfway. And why? Because pain will begin to form at the back of your thigh. And why is that pain there? This is not the natural and the natural or the harmonious position of the body. So you break that natural and harmonious position of the body by trying to put your foot in your neck, especially when there is no training beforehand. It is like a wrong position physically. And so there is pain. And when you put your foot back on the ground, you will be okay. The pain subsides. And so if we have a wrong mental positioning, we invoke pain at another level. Discomfort, you could also say. If we have a wrong emotional positioning, our vision and our attitude is not harmonious, then that has its own return. If our thinking patterns and our intentions and our attitudes are not in line with the forces of benevolence and goodness, that has its own return. And deeper behind, these are the different forces that collectively are called the law of karma. So what it means, for example, if I do a certain action, say I want to give a certain donation to some organization. That is, at one level, you could say a good action. If that is an organization that does good work, fine, you do give a donation, and action is at that level accurate. But there is a deeper level to that action, my intentions behind. Is my intention that my name gets glorified and that that organization puts up a plaque? Rona has donated this and that. Then that taints the quality of the action. And it maybe even makes the action selfish, and ego comes in, then that will bring a certain situation that wants to nullify this ego inside, wants to nullify this selfishness that is there. And so maybe what could happen is that organization denies or doesn't put up a plaque, or maybe even criticize. Someone comes and criticizes, or someone pays no attention at all. So what the law of karma says is that what comes to us, situations, vibrations, interactions that come to us, are a result or invited by our own inner factors and what we have put out through those inner factors. I hope I'm able to explain was able to explain what I'm trying to say. So normally people say the law of karma is what I give is what you will get back. And on one level that is true, but we do not really realize often the depth of the level of our actions, because I can do an action, say I smile to someone. That may be a physical smile. But my thoughts are also part of that action. My attitude is also part of that action. My feelings and vibrations, my intentions are also part of the quality of that action. There can be ego behind. I'm smiling because I want you to praise me. Or I'm smiling because I want something from you. Or I'm smiling just because I see you as my brother. And there is an innocent, clean love. So the quality of my actions at the physical level is decided by all these internal factors. And so the quality of the result or the return of that will also depend on the quality of all those internal levels behind the action. And so this is where we need much and much and much and much more wisdom around the law of karma and other spiritual topics. Because sometimes people say, Rona, I don't believe in all this positive thinking and this karma, because all my life I've been doing good and doing good to people, but look what I get. Or I see so many people who are good people, but bad things happen to them. And I see so many bad people and good things happen to them. But what happens is we judge these things just by the tip of the iceberg. But there is behind every action that you can see, there is a whole invisible iceberg underneath and behind that you cannot see. And even for ourselves, often we don't go deep enough by checking our motives, our intentions, our attitude. And on top of that, even if we have a certain set of awareness and a certain standard in terms of our values, then behind that, there is even a deeper spiritual dimension. Are we positioning ourselves spiritually accurate. Because nature wants to see every one of us living and experiencing and expressing and being aware of our highest state and our highest potential. Now, if we have innately, the soul is divine, innately, the soul is angelic. But we, over time, have as if buried that in our consciousness and have accumulated and acquired all kinds of superficial habits and beliefs and ideas and tendencies that are not so divine and not so angelic, and sometimes even completely not angelic, but even negative and destructive. And we have started to identify with that. And we are living from that and thinking that that is normal. Certain behavior patterns over time have become normal. And we think that is okay. Everybody does it. We've always done it. The world has always done it. And so we justify it. But there is a price to pay. And so to come back to that pure soul conscious state, that pure soul awareness of ourselves as spiritual beings, invisible guests in this world, divine in nature, belonging to the soul world, belonging to the Supreme Soul, that higher God-like nature is our birthright. And to come into this physical world and to act from that awareness, with that attitude towards others also. They are also souls, my brothers. With that vision towards others, with those vibrations, with those kinds of thoughts, with those kinds of feelings, and with those kinds of actions, that highest state of awareness will invite the highest return from everyone and everything around us. Now, what the law of karma says is that if we are not experiencing that, there are factors within me that are blocking that highest nature. And the drama of life is kind of signaling me, hey, get back into your spiritual state of awareness. And I'll give another gross example. One time, this is a while ago, and I was working in a geriatrics clinic at that time. And there were night shifts and weekend shifts sometimes. And we had a car. It was a bit old car, but it was working fine. And so one day, coming to work, at the same time, a colleague also arrives, and he is driving a new car. And he tells me, Rona, you should get a new car. This old car doesn't look good. It is also not safe, but it also doesn't look good. You should get a better car. And I say, but there's nothing wrong with the car. It works fine and it always does what it needs to do. He said, no, you should get another one. And he pointing at his car, which is new. So we both work the whole day, and by chance at the same time also we are off and we walk out together. And again he comments on the car. And I said, the car is okay. I don't need to change the car. He said, no, you should get a new one. And he points again at his car. It's new, and he gets in the car. And his new car doesn't start. So I burst out. And I said, oh, what is the use of a new car? Look at this thing. Not even starting. And with some ego and some false pride, I say, and my car always starts. Day or night, weekend or weekday, it always starts. So I get in the car and it doesn't start. And he looks at me and he says, your car always starts, no? And at that moment, his car starts. And he tells me, you better get a new car, and he drives off. And for 2 hours, the car did not start. No matter what we tried, a mechanic came, they couldn't find anything wrong with the car, but it did not start. So after 2 hours, I get into the office, with the thought to call a taxi to go home. And thought comes, let me meditate before I make the phone call. Let me sit and meditate. And in the meditation, mindset completely shifts. Car is out of the window. Just the deeper experience of soul coming back to essence. And so that ego is calmed down. And meditation finished. I want to pick up the phone, but thought comes, try one more time. So I walk out, start, and the car starts and drives off. Now this is a simple example, but if I observe my life with this intention, I find internal reasons for all situations that are coming my way. They are all telling me, calm down, be clean, have integrity, come back to spiritual awareness. And when I do, things shift. And at the very least, I feel free and light and peaceful. And so, in the bigger scheme of things, the law of karma is trying to protect our higher nature. And when we move out of our higher nature, when we move into false identities, when we move into ego, when we move into attachments, when we move into degraded forms of thinking, when we move into confusion, then life reacts and brings us situations and scenes and interactions that want to teach us, want to push us back into that higher state. And this works on all levels. Now, health, for example, is another level. We are all more and more and more and more aware that physical health is associated with our lifestyle and with our nutritional choices. So there are certain actions and there is a reaction. But not only nutritional choices there is also the internal attitude towards food. the internal attitude towards our choices, what to eat and what not to eat. That is the health of the soul, is connected with that. And that also affects the physical health. And sometimes we get sick, or there are unhealthy circumstances, or there is a pandemic going on, and we think it just happens to us, or God sends to us some calamity. But the law of karma tells us this is not God's fault. Law of karma tells us this is a message from nature about our lifestyle, about our inner attitude, about our moving away from spiritual truths, about our moving away from our spiritual identity and a lifestyle in line with those spiritual principles. And one of the things that the pandemic has done, at least in the initial stages, the first few months, it has slowed us down, put a lock on everything. And we had to be inside, and even inside, we had to be physically distant from each other. So one of the things the pandemic has done is it has forced people globally, not just in one place or in one household, but globally, it has forced us to be more reflective, to be more inside, to take time out, to be quiet. We might not have seen or understood that message, and we might not have necessarily acted on it, but that was one of the signals. Become more introvert. There are also other signals at the level of hygiene and many signals. But one thing is, take a time out. Be with yourself. Rediscover the relationship with yourself. And many people did not like that or feel uncomfortable about that. But that is one of the things that it has almost forced us to do. Can I be alone with myself and with my own thoughts? So using the law of karma means I'm reminding myself of this spiritual perspective and using this spiritual identity to deal with life. If we use this perspective, if this becomes our awareness and our attitude towards others becomes one of spiritual brotherhood, then we are inviting the highest return. But if we stay in that body conscious mode or that limited conscious mode and continue to act from this false identity that I am a bodily being, or I am male and female, or I am rich or poor, or black or white, or American or Russian, if we are the different roles that we play and we get trapped in attachments and ego, then life continues to have to teach us and show us, bring us situations of discomfort to push us back into soul consciousness. Let's say someone may have an ego that I am a very good teacher. Now, a good teacher is good, but to get into the ego of that, That is not natural. That is seen as sickness of the soul. That is seen as unhealthy. And so the drama of life will respond and wants to heal that sickness and bring situations that force me to drop the ego. Just like with the car, my car. So it doesn't work. So I can't hold on to that ego. But we can learn in two ways. We can learn through wisdom, or we learn through pain. Choice is ours. More we acquire spiritual wisdom, more we internalize that spiritual wisdom through meditation, more we experiment with these spiritual principles. We are learning through wisdom, not getting into these traps of anger and greed and attachment and identification, what we call body consciousness. More we learn through wisdom, we as if prevent these unpleasant situations to come. If I never put my hand in fire, I will never have to go through the pain. I can listen to my mother who tells me, don't put your hand in fire, so I don't have to get burned. But if I don't listen to her and I put my hand, I will still learn, but through pain. So if we learn through wisdom, it is more elegant. And that is the choice we have. But largely what we often see is humanity learns through pain. There is one politician who said, human beings and nations end up doing the right thing after they have explored all other options. Now we are now here, spiritual students. We don't have to go through that anymore. Explore and reflect on this law and create that interest to observe your life in this way. What are my thoughts? What are the quality of my thoughts? Is it coming from that soul conscious awareness? And then act. Then you are performing the highest karma. And then the highest return will come. Okay, this is a vast topic. Even if we do a whole course of 10 days only on karma, there will still be things to discuss. But this is just like throwing some basics of this understanding of karma. Any questions or comments on this?
Sister Rona, I don't see anything posted. Nikhil, do you have any questions?
But they can open, no? The group is small.
I can, okay, let me open their mics.
Whoever.
Yes, now everyone has control of their mic. So please, if you have any questions, open your mic and ask.
Go ahead. Anyone wants to say anything?
I have a question. I'm just trying to clarify something. The emotions, are they handled both by the intellect, the sanskaras, and the mind, And the reason I asked that is because when you first show the three elements of the soul, there's no heart in there, which means the emotions have to be handled somewhere else. I mean, we seem to associate the heart in the West with where physiologically is located, where the pump is. But in this case, our emotions are being handled by the soul somewhere in the mind. It's all mixed in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When these words head and heart are used, grossly what is meant, the intellect is like the head and the mind is the heart. And it is not the physical heart, because physical heart is just, but yes, the
The
mind.
mind in there. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other thoughts?
Sister Rona? Yes, I'm just glad that you mentioned that we could have many class about the karma talk, and we're still gonna have question and so on, because I thought it was just me. I feel so hard to understand. It's like from the whole class, I understand a little bit, but I guess I put it together now. Little by little understand. I really feel it's hard.
No, it takes time, no? And more we listen, more we can grasp. It is not that we can swallow the ocean
Mm-hmm.
in one one go. No, knowledge is this spiritual knowledge of Raj Yoga is like an ocean of knowledge. You cannot swallow it all at once. But maybe to simplify a little bit further is there is a certain awareness. And part of your awareness is your sense of who am I? And from your awareness, there is a certain, how to say, attitude and a certain vision. Now, so say, for example, in the aware, this is a gross example, no? In the awareness, we are in fall, summer, fall. It is in your awareness. You don't actively think it is summer, fall. It is naturally in your awareness that it is summer, fall 2020. You don't all the time think it is the summer, it is the fall, it is the summer and fall. But you have an attitude of it is summer. Your attitude in the winter will be putting on clothes and it is cold. And your vision towards others also, we're all in the summer at this moment. So, and your behavior is according to that awareness. Now, for example, it is in your awareness that you're in America. You don't actively think I'm in America, but it is in your awareness. You don't think that you're in China or something. And so your attitude towards others and towards the world is through that lens, through that perspective of America. Attitude is, are you American or not American? You see others and you see they're American or not American. Are they from America or not from here? So your awareness of who you are, it translates in your attitude and your vision. It translates into your thoughts and thought patterns. It translates into words and into actions and behavior and into interactions. and relationships. And so, say, and the law of karma works on all these levels. So even if you're in your interaction, say with some colleague, you are kind and smiling and friendly. No, that is the external behavior. But in your thoughts, you have jealousy, for example, or you have, manipulative ideas. Your smile and your kindness is because you want something behind. That also decides the quality of your action. And the return of that will not only be to that kindness and that niceness and that smile, but it will also be to the negativity that is there in thoughts. So to understand that when we hear of this karma, as you sow, so shall you reap, but your sowing is not only at this level, it is on all these levels. So the harvest is according to the quality of all of this.
Sister Rona, I think we have a couple of questions. I see a couple of mics open.
So may I tell you something? So I like to make a comment. So the meditation gives the wisdom to our intellect, and that intellect gives the conscious thought to our mind.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So our mind get more awareness due to the meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that we know we do not have to touch the fire.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Sister Rona, I have a question. So, we're spiritual beings, divine beings. We incarnate to have an experience here. Now, my question is, through spiritual wisdom and practices of meditation and connection to the higher self and understanding our true nature, which is the soul, and where we come from, so through this process, if we are able to be here and understand this and do all the work, do we reincarnate again?
Yeah.
Or do we unite with the ultimate soul? And that's the first question.
Yeah.
The second question is, conversely, since I'm here, does that mean I did not get it last time? But I think the first question is more important.
Yeah. The whole topic of reincarnation in depth we will take up in the next level, the intermediate. So it is already, we're over time to really go into the depth of that. But definitely I can give, in a nutshell, an answer is it depends on what the state of my consciousness is at the end of this lifetime, for example, in this body, in this lifetime, what is the state of my consciousness? If there is attachments here, then the soul, I will be pulled back here to take another body here. But if truly internally the attitude is of traveler and going home, and mind and consciousness is filled with this experience and the love at this level and the awareness of the self as a bodiless being of light. And there is deep love for the supreme soul and for the family of souls. And we see ourselves as spiritual beings. And we have finished our karmic debts here. Then we can go back here. But if we still have open debts, pending karma here that need to be balanced out, if we still have attachments here and dependencies and bondages, then we will be pulled back here. But to give a simplified example, if there is love for cigarettes and money, and that kind of dominates the mind, money, 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 I like money, I want money, more money. In the home, there is no money. So that impression and that desire and that pull so leaves the body, but will be pulled back there where there is money and cigarettes. But this is a simplified, but to understand these dynamics. But if there is interest in this topic, we will take it up in the next course in more detail.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, then the suggestion is we will finish again with a meditation with some guidance as we did in the beginning. So if you have time, you are invited to stay on. It will be about 8 more minutes. Thank you. Hope you continue with us. Tomorrow night, the lecture, and next week, the ongoing next level of the course. Good night. In the dimension beyond sound and change, in the world beyond time, filled with silence and light, resides the Supreme Soul, the Father of all souls. A being of light, like a beautiful sparkling star, forever wise, generous, gentle and kind. So beautiful and royal. A being so selfless and respectful, endlessly loving. He has no needs or desires. He is egoless and altruistic. Ignorant of arrogance and calculation. He is innocent of vices and unknowing of desires. He is the ocean of wisdom.
He remains beyond that which is transitory. He is beyond superficial pleasures, and he never enters into the ignorance of depending on that which is temporary. That is why he is the ocean of peace, the ocean of love. He is the supreme Mother and Father of all souls. When the mind is immersed in his sweet company, pleasant feelings are flooding the heart. Such tranquility, so safe. Such comfort, a feeling of eternal lightness and of flying. Not the intrusiveness of physical contact, but a refined aligning of minds and beautiful, tender feelings, full of goodness, complete transparency and trust, because of the purity of heart. Such is the supreme, and such is the experience in his presence. He is like an ocean of bliss, infinitely positive and filled with endless goodness, noble and royal and elegant, never imposing, without show, incognito love, simple, royal, silently solid love, without pretense, without conditions, authentic and clean. A force that uplifts and enriches, that empowers. Such is our Supreme Father, the Supreme Light, the Eternal Father of all souls.
Thank you. Om Shanti and good night.
Thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank you, Om Shanti.